Warning: the following video contains references to autism, angry people, discipline in classrooms, grades, and redheads. Therefore, to avoid negative feelings, it has been given the following rating: J. Good day, fellow human. I am Sarcastic Strawman. My preferred pronoun is Magnificent Bastard. And this is my first video. Hope you like it.
I hear so many times from parents and teachers whose time is taken up with children in the classroom, whether they have a disability or whether they are autistic, that it is taking up the teacher's time. These kids have a right to an education by all means. But if there is a number of them, these children should actually go into a special classroom, looked after and given that special attention, because most of the time the teacher spends so much time on them, they forget about the child who is reigning at the, wants to go ahead and leaps and bounds in their education, but are held back by those because the teachers spend time with them. And I'm not denying them. If it was
That following clip was from Pauline Hanson, who is, how to put it lightly,
Pauline Hanson is an ignorant, bigoted piece of shit who talks crap about people and subjects she knows nothing about and declares other people of less value despite the fact she's of no value whatsoever.
slightly controversial.
And now it turns out she hates autistic kiddies as much as she does any race or religion.
Well, I wouldn't exactly put it that way. It's more of she tends to value non-autistic people slightly higher and has certain outdated assumptions about the actual disability. I realize that a brief introduction is probably necessary to understand this, but Pauline Hanson, she has often been compared to the Donald Trump of Australia, for she doesn't have the braggart attitude and arrogance of him, but she's definitely far-right politics, and most left-wing media tends to crucify her as a racist, homophobic, Nazi, fascist asshole. And so they've attributed her speech about autistic people in education as segregation and a direct attack on autistic people. Who I don't particularly feel attacked by it. I wouldn't describe her speech as hateful, more of ignorant when it comes to the best way of dealing with the disability. That being said, the stuff that she is planning in the segregated thing would be very harmful to autistic people, mainly because a large amount of overcoming the disability is the ability to socialize within mainstream society and integrate with and understand how most other people work, which is arguably a more valuable skill than the actual education that they will be undertaking. I mean, how much of an impact are we actually having on the classroom by merely being there?
an article from a parent from a Miami state school. The mother of an autistic 7-year-old girl is urging better teaching training and flak jackets if necessary after her daughter was allowed to destroy a classroom. If a grade 2 little girl can upend every desk and chair in a classroom, what happens when some of these children reach puberty or young adolescence?
I'm really curious about the discipline undertaken after she acted out in such a way. I mean, if she was destroying the property, vandalism, and various other things, then it seems logical that she would probably hit quite a few detentions or even suspension and expulsion, just like everyone else. I mean, We already have a framework for punishing bad behavior, bad and violent behavior. Why do we need to have a separate system purely for autistic people?
In the classroom, there's lack of discipline. The teachers are told they can't discipline that kids need to actually know that if they do the wrong thing, they must be disciplined. And the teachers should have control over their classrooms. And a lot of teachers want that.
I mean, when it comes to this issue of autistic people acting up, or indeed any child acting up with it, the main problem isn't the fact that they are there. It's more like the appropriate discipline and punishment that should exist in order to stop the more unruly behaviour is simply not happening in the modern classroom, which is more concerned with trying to make sure that the person has good self-esteem and feels good about themselves, rather than focusing on their achievements and success when it comes to grades and punishing them for acting out in such a way. The problem is that environments such as that is especially problematic for an autistic person, because they don't generally go well for like a whole social aspect of, people are trying to learn, I should not disturb them, but they do understand stuff such as if they do these actions, they will be punished, so therefore they will not do these actions. And if they do these other actions, such as, work hard and try and get good grades kind of things, they will be rewarded by a praise and various other things. It's basic. Then they will actually succeed. In fact, the greatest irony throughout this entire speech that she is giving is that if you actually listen, pay attention to her other thoughts about education, her more rigid classroom kind of thing based on structure and organization and order would be an ideal teaching environment for autistic people. The biggest irony, of course, being that she's advocating for creating one of the best environments for them to learn, and then getting them outside of that environment. It's just stupid doing that. And if she actually understood why these autistic people are misbehaving in the classroom and are not succeeding well, then she would actually be able to realize that most of the stuff that she wants and is trying to accomplish would solve the other problem, rather than fixating on trying to get them outside of it. This is the end of the video. Please leave any comments, tips, or anything else you want me to talk about, and any creative death threats that you happen to come up with down in the comments section below.